Hey everybody, welcome to your Thursday golf lesson. Today we're going to talk about wrist hinge. It's always a little misunderstood on how the wrist works, and we're going to talk about your trail wrist. For me, that's my right hand. So the wrist works just like it does in any other sport. So if I'm shooting a basketball, it's here and it's this way. If you're throwing something, it's here and then it's this way. So it's always releasing. There's no twist. You wouldn't see me throwing a football where I go here and then I kind of go this way. It's a set and then it's a through. If you're bowling, you lock it and you release it. There's no funky twist action. Golf is the same way. So if I'm hitting a golf shot, when I'm setting my trail wrist, my right wrist, it sets like this. I see all sorts of rolling and setting and elbows hinging, and then there's all sorts of funky stuff to unwind. Whatever motion you make in the backswing, you've got to undo that on the downswing. So we like to keep it simple. So it's going to be an easy set, turn, and go. So here's how it's going to look, and here's the drill I want you to do. So I've got a 60-degree wedge. Grab any of your wedges, and you can do this. Take your setup with your trail hand only, for me, my right hand, and you're going to set your wrist. And it's going to feel like your palm is going to the ground. Okay, so you're going to feel this way. This is the set. If you set and your palm is facing that way, that is incorrect. You just flared the club face open and you're just destined for a life of being a slicer. And who wants that? Okay, so set your wrist this way. So you're gonna set your palm like towards the ground. So you're gonna get in your setup, set your wrist. My wrist is now towards the ground. And then you're just gonna make a little swing and hold this angle. See how I haven't let this go? Now what happens is people kind of get this face rolled open to where the toe's up in the air. Well, now they try to hold angle, retain angle, and they shank it, hit it way right, or then they have to flip it over. So if you find yourself having a hard time holding the angle in the finish, there is some sort of weird manipulation in the backswing. So set the wrist, turn, and go. See how I'm still holding on to my angle? And then eventually add your second hand on here, and then do the same thing. Set the wrist, turn, and go. And I'm still holding this right wrist angle. Now later on in the swing it releases, but not till well after impact. So if you start watching the guys on tour, and this is a classic impact position, here's impact, it's always a big shaft lean, and then it goes through, and then you'll see it release later in the swing. Hey, so do that drill, your strike will get a lot better, you'll be able to control the club face better, and you won't have to manipulate as many things to hit the ball straight. Thank you, and see you next week.